Welcome back, everyone, to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 2, Episode 2 of Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon, and we are on Day 2 of our adventure with Bayor and Maggot. I'm going to show you guys some minis of Bayor and Maggot. We've got them, we've got a paint-through video for these guys. You can see them here. I got those painted up. We've also got the men here painted up here. So we are continuing our journey through Tainted Grail. We've played, our Season 1 was basically playing through the tutorial adventure. This is our first time kind of playing through the main game. In Day 1, all we did was basically explore the Kunakt farmhold. We did have a prophetic dream. Maggot had the dream of, it says, in the recent dream, a pale lady rises from the water, her eyes milky and her skin spoiled with rot. She whispers something into your ear. Her breath smells of sea salt, kelp, and rotten fish. You barely remember her words. The dream refers to 3 out of 8 locations surrounding Kunakt. It's possible something is there, not yet revealed. So I think that there's something about these missing squares. So we're going to kind of go into that part of the adventure and start our party to go out and campaign. One other thing that I forgot to add in is there was a ability to get chores for the townsfolk. We could gain 1 reputation per day. So I actually just had them pay off that, and then they got their energy back, and they got that 1 reputation. So I kind of missed that in Game 1, but I'll be learning some of these rules as I go along. And by all means, guys, if I miss something, leave a comment. I'm kind of learning how to play as we go along here. So before we jump into Day 2, quick shout out to this channel's sponsor, Pontus Fathom Press. We've got the Cat2 Journals Out of Lovecraft's Providence Omnibus Edition. This collects all 6 volumes of August Moldenhauer and Giuseppe Balsamo's works on Lovecraft, including Necromancy of Nyarlathotep. So there's actually 6 volumes of Disclosure from the Necronomicon Fragment and Out of Lovecraft's Providence. They get collected in this omnibus edition. Go check them out. It's each one of the volumes tackles one of the pantheon of the great old ones. So this is a great companion to your Lovecraft collection. We've also got Jungian Alchemy and Anthroposophy in the Dune Saga, a study in the influences of Frank Herbert and why we really, what about Dune Saga that we really love and why it's tapped into some very deep concepts, especially those of Samuel Butler. Very interesting if you're a Dune fan. And then finally, we've got a sister channel, Pontus Fathom Press, where we talk about the books we make. And also we do podcasts there a couple times a month. This is a collected edition of those podcasts: Jungian Alchemy and Horror and Science Fiction, Lovecraft, Herbert, Philip K. Dick. Go and check out the bookstore link below. If you are not a book person, you're more of a digital book person, check out our Patreon. You can read Genealogy of Cthulhu for $1 and stay on top of our miniature painting, behind the scenes of A Song in Ice and Fire, Joan of Arc. We've got a lot of board games out there. If you visit our website, you can see all of the catalog of our YouTube channel by season. So we've got Cthulhu Wars, War of the Ring, Cthulhu Death May Die, Conan by Monolith, Dune Imperium, and so on. So go check it out. It helps us support us, as do your likes and subscriptions. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's jump into Day 2 of our adventure. So we're going to start back out. Order of the day: remove expired menhirs. We do have to reduce the time dial of the menhir again. So let's move this down 1 more. This is chipping away. This menhir's, so the menhir is keeping the weirdness away from this area. So as he disappears, things are going to start to happen. So in the meantime, let's reveal the next event card. We still stay on this event card, I believe. We have a quest to get the menhir secret quest, so we don't have to reveal the next one yet. But let's move our guardians and then pick an active and secret cards. And we are going to go ahead and perform the actions in any order. So we're going to start out by moving over to Hunter's Grove. And there in Hunter's Grove, we're going to move, actually use our energy to move. And also we are going to, it says, gather foods. Gain 2 foods by spending 2 energy. So let's gain 2 foods. And we can add those to our food. And in ages past, only the druids were allowed into the grove, for good reasons that is now forgotten. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So we can grab this 2 food each from this. And let's see what happens when we explore this. This is card number 102. let's see, 102 Hunter's Grove. It says, it's still here as always. Enormous empty eye sockets start to watch you as you descend into the moss-covered basin. The horns, as wide as a long ship, are now home for countless birds. Inside the vast skull lies a quiet, candlelit shrine, mattresses strewn about. The local hunters call this ancient skull the Stag Father and lay charms and offerings around it. The legend said the Stag Father takes the dreamers away to join him on the great hunt. If you don't have the tracker status, go to verse 3. So what's the tracker status? We don't have the tracker status. Otherwise, choose the following. Sleep in the shrine, dig through the offerings, deface the shrine and leave a message to other humans, or leave. Let's have Maggot, because he is the dreamer. Let's have him sleep in the shrine. So he goes to verse 1. You lay your head on the straw mattress and discover the inside of the skull is marked with crude red paintings depicting scenes from the hunt. You pass for the rest of the day. Read the dream section of this location. So Maggot is the dream master. He's going to read the dream. If you have 2 of the morning song status, your sleep is dreamless tonight. Otherwise, read on. So we don't have that. You drift off under this ochre-painted constellation into the restless... So here's the skull in the restless sleep, where you chase a young dove in the hills just outside Connacht. You wake up early in the morning in a cold sweat with several fresh cuts. The taste of blood fills your mouth. Beside you, raw pieces of meat lay carefully wrapped in leaves. If you don't have the Hunter's Mark status, each character in this location gains 2 food, then gain the Hunter's Mark status. Okay, so we also gain 2 more food. So we are quite fed now. I don't think we have to worry about food anymore. So we didn't even actually have to buy that food, but it's fine. So now let's switch over to Bayor. So while Maggot went and took a nap in the giant skull, in the enormous Stag Father skull, Bayor was going to dig through the offerings. And it says, clearly, if they left their coins here, they did not want them anymore, right? If you don't have part 5 of the pillager status, gain 1 wealth. So Bayor is going to gain 1 wealth. Gain part 5 of the pillager status. Each party member with one or more, what is that? Gains 1 blank and exploration ends. Each one with 1 or more, I don't know what that symbol is. It's like a green head. Okay, I'll look into that, but we're going to gain some terror, I guess. So let's just gain 1 terror each, just in case. I'm not sure if we have it or not, but I'll just placehold it as 1 terror. And then the exploration ends. So we're kind of ended there. And then, end of the day, rest. Consume 1 food to restore 1 health and lose 1 terror. Okay, so we each consume a food. And we can reduce that terror back down. So either if we earned it or not, we can reduce it. And then also, if you don't have enough food, and then you can restore our full energy. So that is restored. And if you're exhausted, report for no exhausted. Advance your character by spending EXP. We don't have EXP to spend. Modify your dex. If you're in a location with a dream icon, we read the dream icon already. Start the next day. So I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for the day 2. But I'm going to go into this status. I'm going to see these status checks, because I don't know how to do the status checks. So let me look up in the index status. Page 12. Page 12, the status and save sheet. Oh, so status is on the save sheet. Okay. So I need to check out the save sheet. So I can gain part 2 of the morning storm status. Okay, so let's mark up. This is the morning statuses. The morning song. I can take part 2 of the morning song status. So I'll just kind of go through and mark these up. And I guess we have to do this for each character. So let me get a sheet for Bayor and a sheet for Maggot. So we'll go ahead and I guess gain part 2 of the Morning Star and exploration ends. So who had 2? Nobody had 2. 4. Nobody had 4. The dream was Hunter's Mark status. Then gain the Hunter's Mark status. So Hunter's Mark, we gain the Hunter's Mark status, each of us. So I'm just going to check that off and check off Hunter's Mark status. Great, so we got some status now from that one. And then I believe on the last adventure, we also had a status that I sort of skipped. The last one is gain Fate of the Expedition. Fate of the Expedition status. We got that one. Part 1 and part 1. And then we also had verse 1, verse 3, gain the Scrounger status. Scrounger status. So Scrounger and Scrounger. Okay, so we got the statuses gained on our sheet. And that's going to do it for day number 2. So we will see you guys in the next round. We'll see you in day 3. Thanks for watching, and click ahead to play the next video. Bye-bye.